never asked to be the best, but I guess when God gives you the ability to see things others can't, you don't have too much competition. Murder, theft, abductions, petty crimes, corporate investigations. I've seen it all. Long hours at the office and many stressful nights. For the past 8 years, I've been the best detective this city has ever seen. It was there the nightmare began. The murder itself was nothing out of the ordinary. Gunshot to the chest, excessive bleeding, signs of struggle, the usual. The victim was deemed dead on arrival. The difference in this case was that I knew this victim. I knew him very well. The victim's name was Roger Kishman. He was a dear friend of my wife, Anna, and I. Nice man, never quite settled down. No family, no kids. He was a realtor. He just sold Anna and me our house last year. We all became close friends. I never approved of their smoking. Such a nasty habit. But we always had a good time. The thought of Roger being murdered sent shivers down my spine. Sure, the man made enemies from time to time. He was a hound for the ladies. The bar scene was his home. New girl every weekend. Still, it didn't make much sense at all. If Roger thought he was in danger, I know he would have told me. I know he would have. Before I went to the crime scene, I thought I should tell my wife the situation. She knew something was wrong the minute I walked in the door. She always had a keen sense of predicting emotion. I explained the case to her, and she seemed distraught. She really didn't think I should be involved in the investigation, since I had an emotional attachment to the victim. But I explained to her that that fact alone would drive me even harder to find who had killed my friend. The location was perfect for murder. But why would he have been here in the first place? I don't know. Two sets of footprints entering from different directions. Roger's prints and the one slightly smaller. Maybe. Maybe he was supposed to meet up with someone later. Maybe this was the meeting. Maybe this was a lover's quarrel. But if he was seeing someone serious, he would have told me about her. Lipstick. This indeed was a lover's quarrel. Cigarette butt. Nasty habit. He'd smoked until the day he died. Looks like he wasn't the only one who smoked. Roger, Roger, Roger. Always going for the smokers. Whoever the murderer was smart. Understands the crime scene. There's no bloody fingerprints or traces of anything else. However, I did find something. It was quite valuable to the case. I was able to take Roger's address book from his office and look through his list of contacts. Most of the women in the book I had met in our weekend bar excursions. Rachel, brunette. Tina, brunette. Carrie, brunette. Lisa, black hair. Chloe, brunette. Stephanie, the girl from last week, had really short blonde hair. There were a handful of men, my wife and I, and two other women in this address book. I called and questioned them all. No help, no hints, no leads. It'd been a long, stressful day. I needed to go home and relax a little bit to clear my thoughts. Anna hounded me with questions about the case as soon as I walked in the door. She was close with Roger, too, just as concerned about what I had found at the scene of the crime. I explained to her my description of the murderer. She didn't say anything. Curiously silent. When she walked away to smoke a cigarette, which she only does when she's stressed or had too much to drink, I noticed dirt and leaves on the bottom of her shoes. My wife wears a size 8.5. She was also wearing makeup, but no lipstick like she normally does. On the table, there was a pad of paper and a pen, similar to the one I had found in Roger's pocket just a few hours ago. Was this really happening? Was I just making things up in my mind? These are common objects, common things in a home. It couldn't have been her. Or could it? Was she having an affair with Roger? I had to get away from the house, to think things over before I made any rash decisions or let her suspect me of suspecting her. If it was her, I had to know more. I needed concrete evidence. Or did I have enough already? And am I in denial about my wife? My Anna being a cheater and a murderer? This is getting to be too much. Too personal.